Hello everyone. Today I will talk about OSI model. This is a technical topic, so I have tried my best to keep it simple. So let's start with this. So first of all, I would like to define its objective. So after the completion of this module, participants would be able to define the functionalities of OSI layers in data communication. Importance. So I would like to talk about this importance of OSI model. Basically, this is a model according to which whole communication on the network is performed. This communication can be in between two computer systems sitting on the network or between any other network devices on the network. So all this communication is based on OSI model. So there are many benefits of OSI model because it's an international standard. So all the devices from all the manufacturers follow this. So it's definitely it's a lot of benefit of following this model. So what is OSI model? So OSI model, we call it Open Systems Interconnection. As I mentioned before, it's an international standard for data communication. So there are 7 logical layers in this model. So this is important to understand that these are logical layers. These are not physical layers like sitting within the computer and things are going through those layers. It's not like that. So basically we have grouped the different functionalities of computer relating to the network communication into 7 groupings, 7 groups you can say. So then we have organized those 7 groups into 7 layers. And they have got a specific sequence, from top to bottom, or you can say from bottom to top. They have got those layers are present in a proper sequence. So those layers perform their functionalities in both ways, up and down. So when data is sent from one device to the other, so when it's both way communication, so they work on both way. So let's discuss this picture quickly. Let's assume that this person sitting here is trying to communicate with this computer on the other side of the network or anywhere on the internet or anywhere in the local network area. So when this person is, let's say, trying to open a web page which is sitting on this computer, so web is basically an application. So first of all, this top layer, which is application layer, this application layer performs its functionalities relating to application. This application can be an email, a web application, or other network related applications, or some specific applications which are communicating on the network. Then this information is sent down to the presentation layer. This layer basically defines how the data or information will be presented on the other side of the network. So it defines basically presentation. Its name is clear from that. So it is basically deciding how the data will be coded or how it will be encrypted. So this type of stuff is defined here. The next one is session layer. Session layer defines how the information will be communicated, like how the session will start and end. So all the protocols of session are defined here at the session layer. The one down to session layer is transport layer, and transport layer defines how the data will be sent. So basically it divides the big chunk of data into small portions just for the transportation. Think in that way, that when we are transporting something in our warehouses from one point to the other, we decide how it will be sent, like what will be the size of the box when we are sending, or how it will be transported. So this type of information is performed here, these functions. Then network layer. Network layer defines all the network related functionalities. It defines the network addressing of the information. It defines how the data will be routed from one point to the other. So it defines the IP addressing. I think most of you will be aware about IP addressing. Every machine, every device on the network has got its IP address. So that is defined here at the network layer. The one down is called data link layer. This layer basically defines how the data will be finally packed and how it will be sent to the physical layer. So it defines its here the data packaging is performed in its specific format. Then at the physical layer, we define how the data will be physically sent on the physical medium. We define here, or the system defines here, the data will be sent in the electrical signal format or optical signal, or it will be a wireless medium. So that type of information is performed at the physical layer. So when data travels through to the other side, so these layers from physical to onward to application perform their functionalities on the other side of the system, and they try to make sense of that information which is coming from the other side. So they actually perform, every layer performs its functionalities, and finally this application layer presents that information on the other side. So in this way, this OSI model works both ways, from this side to this side and from there to there. So let's quickly go through the its revision. So as we discussed, we start its numbering from physical to application. So first one is physical layer. So physical layer, what's it doing is it's defining its cables, connectors, transmission techniques, and how bits are transmitted on the actual medium. Then this next one is data link layer. Data link layer prepares, as I discussed before, data frames for final transmission and opens received frames. The next one, number 3, is network layer, which defines the network addressing. We also call it IP addressing and routing information. The fourth one is transport. So creates data blocks to send and opens the received blocks to join end-to-end connection. So these are the four first layers, and these are their functionalities. Okay, then fifth one is a session layer. So as I discussed before, it defines how the data will be communicated, like it will be one way or both way, or how session will be started and how it will be terminated. The sixth one is presentation. Deals with coding and encryptions and compression, translation type of information or processes are performed at the presentation layer. And the final one, seventh one, is application layer. So all applications functions here, like web, mail, print, or databases. So these applications work on this seventh layer. The next one, I have tried to basically make it simple because it's for some people it's difficult to remember this sequence of these layers. So I have tried to make it a little bit easier for non-technical people, or even for the technical people. It will be easier to remember these layers sequence. They start from bottom: physical, data link, network, transport, session, presentation, and application. So I have made this sentence for that, that please do not throw sausage pizza away. So the first letter of every word is presenting for giving us a hint for the layer. So I think it has made a little bit easier for me remember this. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope that it has made some sense of OSI model to to our colleagues and those people who don't understand too much about networks. Thank you very much for all. Thanks. Bye-bye.